Right, we'll start off on Thursday now. Leeds against St Helens.
This will be quick.
Well, what's St Helens going to bring? As we all know, it's Wembley next week, so are they going to bring a side? Are they going to bring half a side?
Ray French might go again.
It'll be very, very interesting.
Former block.
But there'll still be quality saves. Well, they proved it. Everybody mentioned it last year that he didn't rest players. I think he may do the week before Wembley this week. Still be a quality side, but I just feel as though Leeds, if they are going to play St Helens, it's the right time, isn't it? And the way that the form have got, 2 impressive performances, not just with the ball in hand, but defensive wise as well. So I think Leeds will be looking to put a few more points on the board here. But if I'm honest with you, I think I'm letting my heart rule my head. So my heart's ruling my head. I'm going Leeds to keep up the good work. Good work that Richie Agar's doing, plus as well what Richie Miles is doing. I'm going Leeds by 14.
I think Saints probably will risk a couple. I think they'll bring a couple back who they need to show a fit, and I think they'll have a group of young players that are playing for maybe a place on the bench. So there'll be no lack of motivation amongst the St Helens lads. I think the most impressive stat about Leeds at the moment is only conceding 1 try in their last 2 games. And I think irrespective of who you played in those 2 games, at this time of the year, for your defence to be on, that's what's got them away from the bottom of the table. I think the advantage for Leeds is they know that the players are then going into quite a long break. There's some time off for them. They might as well spill everything out onto the field. So I'm going to go. There's never been a team going to Wembley that hasn't had half an eye on it being Wembley the following week. I'm going to go Leeds by 6.
Right, we don't know the squads, we have to say that, so when Saints name a full team or no team or half a team, I think the Thursday factor might mean he might take maybe 1 or 2 more than he would. Didn't play his strongest team last week.
No, he
didn't. Still beat,
and they were very good.
Warrington.
They were very good.
I think this is a chance for Leeds to put down a bit of a marker for next year.
Yeah.
You know, draw a line under this year. I think they'll win. There's nothing in it for Saints. It's all about what happens next week. They could win. They could beat Leeds by 100. If they lose at Warrington, it means nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I think Leeds will win it. I think it'll be quite tight. I'll go Leeds by 7.
I'm going to go for Saints because they're the best team in the competition, even if they put the reserves in. St Helens are getting ready for next season. Putting trialists on.
Is it like Jose Mourinho said? So he'd have gone, who can win Super League? He'd have gone St Helens, Hull, Wigan, and St Helens B.
Yeah. A another, B another, B trialist, A trialist, C trialist, Ray French. Ray French's mate off Radio Merseyside. Alan Rooney. Johnny Vegas, he's coming on. He's coming off the bench, giving him a bit of runs. Leeds played well last week against Catalans, but I think the season's over now. They've done what they need to do. They're not going to get relegated. I think the Saints will win. I think it'll be a narrow game. I'm looking forward to this one actually. Saints by 4.
Invariably, they are the most entertaining games.
Yeah. It's not an anti-Leeds thing. I just think Saints are slightly better.
No,
but as you say, Leeds, yeah. But like Rod said, we don't know what the squads are, and they could just make them up anyway. He couldn't name Johnny Vegas and not playing.
He could. Right, come on, let's crack on. Wigan against Warrington.
Yeah, Warrington. Well, they're missing the best player out the end. Wigan just playing so well at the moment, as we've mentioned earlier in the show regarding the forwards. Absolutely loving getting ripped in, and Elder is exactly the same to Warrington from there. Wigan are playing far too good. Williams is in his form. Wigan are getting ready for the semi-finals. I think the Wigan will beat Warrington quite easily. We all know they've got Wembley the week after. I'm going Wigan by 24.
I think it's a really good week for Wigan to be facing Warrington. I think in every tackle, all the Wigan forwards will be on. You think you're playing at Wembley next week? Have a bit of this. Perfect game. For their 55th clash of the year, it's brilliant. I can't see beyond Wigan. I just think there's a real steely determination about how they need to finish the season. This is a team that they're likely to be playing in the playoffs. This is put down a marker. I think Warrington will have half an eye on Wembley. I don't think they can afford to lose too many star men. Would you play Darryl Clark this week? I probably wouldn't. So I'm going to go Wigan by 16.
It's been a run from hell for Warrington.
Yeah.
They played all right. They beat Hull in the semi-final. They had to go to Catalans away.
In the heat.
Big physical game. Got beaten at home by St Helens. Now they've got Wigan at Wigan.
Dropping out of the
Steve Price for me, would if he didn't have to go, wouldn't go here. This is a disaster waiting to happen. We don't know about what's happening with Austin. If he's injured, and I mean injured and not playing, I wouldn't play anybody in this game. I'd send the 19s and say, look, we're just going to have to take his medicine. I think they'll get well. I think I've watched Wigan the last few weeks. George Williams is playing great. Liam Farrell's playing great. The forward pack are immense. They're the champions, and they'll show why. They will win by 36.
The Pies have arrived. Wigan by 20.
Catalan against London, Saturday at 5.
Well, we all know the Catalans are a different side at home, aren't they? But London, remember how well they played a few weeks ago from there, won't they? They'll enjoy going there. Danny Ward will just want to go out there, play exactly the same, smile on the face. So if the Catalan Dragons' attitude is not there, then who knows? It could be a surprise. But the Catalans, they'll still be thinking that they can maybe make the 5 from there. But it won't be easy. It won't be easy, and he'll want to be responsible for McNamara after that pathetic performance last week against Leeds, even though Leeds did play well. I'll go the Catalans. I'll go the Catalans by 10.
It's a must win for both of them in many respects. I think there's a credibility issue around Catalan at the moment, and Bernard will have waved his meat cleaver during the week, I think, down in Perpignan.
Is that you from the
It could be.
What are the cow's testicles on the players?
We're back to Gavin Springer again.
But I think they are a different side at home, as they showed against Warrington, and they will make it difficult for London up front. They will want to get a measure of redress for the manner in which they were beaten by London. They were brilliant that day, but I just think London looked tired, and no matter what Danny Ward says to bull his guys up, and he's done an astonishing job this year, he can't really change it, I don't think.
But he also can't say, I'll risk it till next week.
No.
Because if Huddersfield and Wakefield
one of the teams
win,
right above him is going to win.
He could be doomed, and that's the thing.
So I do think they will give it absolutely everything, London, but I think that the Dragons will win by 4.
I'd like to be as optimistic, and I've been a very pro London man all year. I just think they're gassed, and I think they get a week off after this, don't they?
But then so do Catalan.
Yeah, but
They had a week off last week.
yeah. Oh God! I was going to say Catalan by a lot. I thought McNamara's post-match comments were interesting last week.
He was livid.
Yeah,
he was absolutely.
I'm not sure the players give a damn, to be fair.
No.
Not enough of them. Not enough of them do.
I'll say London. London by 6.
They can't be as bad as they were on Friday when they were disgracefully bad. And I saw Wakefield lose 100-0 in the Women's Challenge Cup to Cass, and Wakefield tried in that game. And maybe it's not my place to say this, but because I'm not an ex-player, some of those Catalans players didn't look like they were trying. You can't concede 32 points against a team with 12 men and say,
you said it now.
We're giving 100% effort. Yeah, I might have some French people after me on Twitter now.
You clearly don't remember David Cruikshank being sent off against St Helens.
Catalans, they will come back and win this one though, just to allay the Catalan fans. So Dragons by 8.
Yeah, played in that game and Cruikshank got sent off early doors, St Helens. Yeah.
Got 50 with 12 men.
Yeah.
Hull, Salford.
Interesting one, isn't it? Very, very interesting from a point of view where, yes, Hull want to making sure that they stay in first spot, and Salford, they like going to Hull, don't they? They like to express themselves, and Watson's getting a tune out of them, isn't he? And Hull at this moment, yes, it's a semi-final. They're just grinding a little bit for me, aren't they? It's going to be a surprise this weekend. It could be there this weekend. I think they'll express themselves, Salford. There won't be much in the forwards. Salford by 7.
I think Hull can see this is the weekend they go second, and I don't think they'll let that opportunity pass. I think Salford have been an absolutely outstanding advert for getting the best out of what you've got this year, and I don't think their season's over. I still think they can make the 5 even if they lose this week, but I think this is Hull's. This is Hull's to say, we're here, we're serious about getting to Old Trafford. So I'm going to go Hull by 10.
Hull got the worst points difference in those 3 or 5 chasing St Helens. I think Salford picked up a couple of injuries yesterday. Ian Watson said there were a couple of busted bodies, and he mentioned getting players back in a couple of weeks, not this
All right, I'll
week.
change my mind. I want you to tell me that.
Well, you didn't ask. I think this is must win for Hull. I think if they want to come second,
Yeah.
there's no slip ups, and I think Hull just will win. I think Salford may look at this a week off to come, then Warrington will be either celebrating or busted after Wembley, and then Leeds and OKR to finish. I think they need 3 wins out of 4. Their points difference is so good. I think Hull by. I will go Hull by 7.
Richie, I'm changing mine. I didn't know he's just on that. I'm going Hull by 10.
Thin-skinned fans derby this one. Slightly going to go.
Oh, Richie.
Please.
You love getting with things.
Yeah, I
On
do.
social media, so keep going.
Hull narrowly. I think it's just
So that we've all gone against Salford.
Yeah.
We know what's going to happen.
absolutely.
Salford fans, bring it on, bring it on.
Dr. Kukan.
We know where we
Come
are.
Sunday,
Dr.
you fill our
Kukan.
timelines.
Yeah.
Doctor couldn't tweet us and send us abuse about how we tipped Salford to be rubbish and something, forgetting that he put them in the position in the first place. No, he's taking all the credit.
He was on the pitch on Sunday before the game.
So what?
The doctor.
Again?
Come on, anyway, we don't get paid overtime.
Bunch of morons. Hull by 8.
Very good.
Hull
Huddersfield,
Messiahs.
Huddersfield, Castleford on Sunday afternoon. The legend.
Well, Mr. Wolford doesn't know his best side, does he? And he's got to sort it out very, very quickly. And he's still got to put Gaskell back at number 6. And I say when we play Holmes or Oliver Russell there, I'd be pretty happy with either he selects from there. But Gaskell has to go at number 6 if they've got any chance of winning. Castleford Tigers, they're just going about it quietly, aren't they? They're not playing well, and Dowell said that himself, and he's not happy at this moment in time. But for some reason, they're finding a way to win, and I think they'll find that way against the Giants as well at the weekend. And I think it's going to be the Castleford Tigers by 13.
Not sure this is going to be a pretty watch. I think there's a fair amount of desperation. Huddersfield might revert back to their 5 drives and a kick. The last time they were at home, they were humiliated. Cass keeps saying they need a performance to take into the playoffs. Darryl hasn't been happy even when they've been winning with the way that they've been playing. I think again he's struggling, isn't he, to know either what his best team is or have enough players out there that he can have some competition for places. But they've probably just got enough. I think it'd be very similar to the Castleford London game this week, that it might be close for the first 40 minutes and Castle edge it in the second half. So probably Cass by 10. But it could go the other way.
Huddersfield should have beat Cass, something when they lost on Golden Point. Should have, would have, could have, didn't. But I think they'll keep it tight. They'll stick to their game plan. And I don't think Cass at the minute are in that kind of form where they can blow a team away. I think there'll be one score in it. If Cass are going to make the playoffs, they have to win. It's as simple as that. They have to win. They could, if Salford lose, as we believe they may on Saturday, Cass will be in the top 5 potentially with a win. Well, they would be with a win. Simple as that. Tight. I'm going Huddersfield's last stand. Huddersfield by 2.
Yeah, these aren't what we think, what we want to happen, are they? They're what we think will happen. Tip Castle in a Hull game, they blew it, didn't they? Maybe a bit of reverse psychology. Huddersfield by 4.
Okay. Last one. Hull KR Wakefield. Scott, you've already said yours. Go on, repeat it for the listeners.
Absolutely, I just can't see how Wakefield can beat Lucas Rovers. Hull KR they've planned this game. They know they've got London at home. They're playing that as well. They'll just need the 2 wins to definitely make sure that they avoid relegation. And I just can't see how Wakefield can beat Hull KR on Sunday. I can't, honestly. Just cannot. Hull KR are ready for this. They'll batter Wakefield. They'll batter Wakefield by 16.
I don't see them battering them, but I do see them having enough quality out there to win this game. And whilst Tony Smith is not a coach that would ever pick one game against another, he genuinely does want to win every game that his team goes out and plays in. He will have 4 or 5 players back who are his top line players. He knows that this is the game. It's a cup final. And I think he'll just about have enough, and I think they'll win by 2.
It's interesting you mentioned that, right? Because you look at all Hull KR's big games in the last few years, and so they beat Warrington in the semi-final. No one expects him to win that. They got humiliated
Yeah,
at Wembley.
final, yeah.
They lost a tight game against Huddersfield. If they'd have won it at home, they wouldn't have been in the £1 million game. They lost the £1 million game from an impossible position.
Yes.
You wouldn't have been able to get a bet on them at the position they were
But
in.
they didn't have Tony Smith.
And they lost. They lost to Huddersfield a fortnight ago. They lose important games. I think this is Wakefield's week. I think this is Wakefield getting safe. If OKR come out and play like they did at Leeds, they'll win easy. But I've only seen that team once, and that was away from home. Pressure's on at home. Everyone thinks Wakefield are doomed. I don't. I think there were flickers against Hull. Flickers. Not saying great. They've got enough to win. I think Wakefield win, and I think Wakefield win, and this is when Danny Brough repays that money. They win with a Danny Brough
Touchline
drop goal.
conversion.
Have you
Wakey by one.
have you been on the French beer today?
No, that's probably why I've done that. But
No,
no,
I was
come on, last one.
Have you not come from your holiday yet?
No.
I was going to say exactly the same thing, and I think that the one thing Wakefield have in their change room, if he plays or not, I don't know, is Danny Kermond. He's been in those games where Wakefield have been fighting for their lives before, and I think the players will listen to him, even if he's not the captain these days. And I think it will be Danny Brough, former black and white. He knows they all hate OKR. They don't want to see OKR in the Super League anymore, apart from financially, of course, because that's important to all. So Wakefield by one as well.
And great stuff. And me and my mate can't wait for even more Wakefield in crisis come next week.
Hey! You really broke his shoulder.
This is why we enjoyed it when Leeds were crap.
Wakefield in crisis. More Wakefield in crisis next week when OKR beat you. Hit it, Phil.
It's only because
Wouldn't
they've got
mention
box.
it.
At least
Wouldn't
he's made
mention
OKR.
We'll do that next
Don't
week.
forget the hospitality.
Get in
OKR.
touch at Forty20 Live, subscribe, like YouTube, download the podcast. Thousands of you do it every week. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Like if we've offended you this week, well, we'll see you again at 6.
Hi everyone over in the UK. Well, I'm here to tell you that come October this year, I'll be travelling to the UK to do a week-long talking tour. I'll be talking about everything in my life, my rugby league career, how I started, and of course how I finished this year. I'll be travelling to Leeds, St Helens, Hull and Doncaster to do live events. Go to rmsportsevents.co.uk to get all the information. I'll also be playing a couple of games of rugby league against an old foe of mine, Adrian Morley. The events also support Life for a Kid. Can't wait for it. It's going to be great fun. I love the UK. See you in October.